Alright, so it's mod week day 1. I don't really have time to make other videos because of the amount of modding I'm doing, so I'm just doing these quick little updates. Done a tiny bit of work on the core. I've decided to go not for springs, so this is not going to have any springs, it's going to be springless. As you can see here, some of these pieces are done. They look really good. And these are not going to be the masters, because I've found that these were actually just so easy to make that it's pretty much just worth making them out of the pieces that I've already casted instead of remaking the molds. Meaning that that big long mold that had all the pieces, that's not going to be completely useless because I'm still going to cast these. I've also found that these pieces are actually pretty easy to make. Now the first one, this one, I used like sandpaper and I think maybe even like a hacksaw to get this like this. Pretty stupid idea, because on this one, which doesn't look too much different, it's pretty much the exact same looking, but you can just use the exact razor blade, whoops, and just kind of carve away at it, and it scrapes away kind of in little thin strip layers, and then you're good. So for these pieces, I'm just gonna make them out of the casted pieces here. As for the edges and the ones that are going to be redone and casted, they're currently within this thing. So this is a gigantic mold. You can see my hand here. It's huge. Well, I guess it doesn't look that big. This is 200 grams of the casting stuff. You can see I'm almost out because of that. So that was 200 grams. You got all the edges and all of the little center, all of the internal pieces that are, or not internal, but little center, 11 by 11 center pieces in there, and that took, I'd say, a good hour of just constantly rearranging the pieces to get them to fit, because there's, let's see, there's 3 and then 5. Alright, so 8 pieces in here. And this is not super big for 8 pieces, considering one of them is actually huge. So, yeah, it took a long time to get around. You can see here that there's this weird thing going on here where the whole, like, it does go all the way out to here. But the reason why I kind of made it so now it's gonna be like kind of an L shape is because I'm cheap and I don't really want to use unnecessary amounts of casting resin, because there's a piece right here just below the surface, and then this whole area down here would just be empty space just filled with the molding rubber, which is unnecessary. And in comparison, these two add up to about 200. So it's like the equivalent of these 2 entire molds in just 1/2 of this mold. And then after this, other stuff. But anyways, by the once that's done, which will be done by tomorrow, because before I go to bed, I'll pour the other half. By tomorrow, I will be able to cast all of the. I'll pretty much have a final version of all the pieces ready to made, so I could make about half the cube tomorrow. Like, I'm not sure if I will, but I could. So tomorrow we'll definitely see some beginnings of some actual assembly of this puzzle instead of just looking at little bits that have been done. We'll be able to start assembling actual bits of this. So anyways, this is mod week 1, day 1. Again, don't really have time to make other videos because these pieces took a long time to make, and it was because I did not know how to make them. Now it would be much easier, but the reason why I put this off so long and I procrastinated for so long was because it was just a very daunting task to make the pieces. And I'm sorry I can't show them because obviously they're inside here, but tomorrow I'll show the final mold and stuff, and then hopefully if I can get the centerpieces going good, and I can, tonight I'm going to epoxy sculpt a small army of the pieces that I am making by hand still, and we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you for watching.